Hello everybody. The service learning project that I completed was with the 5P- Society Family Support Group. So what exactly is the 5P- Society Family Support Group? So this is a local support group that allows parents to come together and share common experiences and struggles to help encourage and facilitate communication and support. Many of the families involved have a child that may have a chromosome malfunction, which then their children have an intellectual disability, delayed development, or distinctive facial features. And many of these children with these special needs have many different diagnoses, and some of the parents even had diagnoses when the child was little that they may not be able to walk or communicate properly. So why exactly was the agency selected? So my personal experience was that I have a cousin that has special needs, and the family had to learn and kind of adapt and figure out how to suit his needs, and I knew how much of a challenge it was for my aunt. Another thing is that I always had an interest working with children that have special needs. I'd volunteer at Schreiber or other places that worked with special needs in order to help out the families. Description of the population is that it's families with children that have special needs. So the children's ages in the support group range from usually about 3 up to about 8. So usually younger kids, families were involved. Needs of the population, there's many needs that this population has, including education, support, advice, and socialization. Having a child with an intellectual disability can be a stressful and tiring job. Parents definitely need support when having a child with special needs, and this support group allowed parents to come together and receive education or give advice and discuss resources that may help their family. So how I played a role in addressing each of the 4 issues, including social, political, economic, and cultural issues, was in multiple different ways. So starting with social, I was able to allow the parents to have somewhat of a social life by incorporating them in the group and allowing them to talk, each of the parents to talk and share their common experiences and issues, as well as they made friends in the group. Addressing political, I was able to provide them with resources such as special education programs, maybe schools in the area, what they offer, because some of them offer after-school programs. And there's not a lot of special needs funding programs, so it's important to share the ones that are out there. So as far as economic, so a lot of the parents struggle with the inability to hold a job, as well as there's a lot of financial struggles that they may face because it can be expensive going to speech therapy and physical therapy and all the different appointments. So having the group allowed the parents to maybe talk about how they manage a job or how they manage doing the appointments and all the other stuff involving the child as well as doing a job. Cultural issues is that a person with disability can be viewed as shameful and lack acceptance. So by having this group, it allowed them to feel safe and be in a judge-free environment. Next, I'm going to go over designing and implementing the project. So at first I designed the project by figuring out what agency I wanted to work with. I was back and forth on which one I wanted to work with, but then I found the 5P- Society Family Support Group. After finding them, I then contacted the leader of the support group and was able to meet with her, fill out paperwork, figure out dates that I could attend the group. After that, I was also able to discuss with the leader of the group the expectations that she had for me, as well as how I could get involved and benefit the group. As far as implementing, I first observed a group session before implementing anything. I kind of stepped back and watched how things flowed, which I think was very beneficial. Then after that, I was able to provide support, inform the individuals of local resources, provide education, as well as listening, which was huge because many of these families just need somebody to kind of lean on and able to express some things too. So in regards to future project revisions or considerations, one of the very first things that I think about is not being afraid to jump right into the project. At first, I was a little weary about leading the group as well as meeting the families. But then after they were so welcoming, and it was great once I finally got involved. So I wish I would have got involved sooner instead of being a little skittish at first. The next thing would be starting the project sooner. I'm a little bit of a procrastinator, so I only started the project at the end of November, beginning of December. So then I had to work on attending 2 sessions a week and also work full time. Another thing is that I wish I would have did is find out what the group wanted educated on. I picked the topics before going to the group sessions, what I thought would benefit them. However, I think it would have been nice to get their input of what they wanted to know about and learn about. Another thing is providing less direct planning sessions. So before I would always plan out, all right, this is what we're going to do, A, B, C, this is how we're going to do it. But however, when the topics started flowing, the parents would jump in and kind of pick up on different things, but I felt as though I didn't cover what I needed to. However, the stuff that they were talking about benefited them the most, and they felt as though that's what they wanted to discuss, which was awesome. I thought it was great because it made them involved. So my objectives for the project and how they were met. So the first objective was, by the end of the project, I will learn about 2 stressors a family with a special needs child deals with on a daily basis. So I could name very many of them. Some of these including finances, feelings of isolation, fear of the future for their child, lack of support, exhaustion, time management. But I would say the biggest one is lack of support. A lot of them struggled with not having a good support system outside of their family, as well as time management, because the child is always having different needs consistently. The other objective was, after the completion of an education session on resources available to families that have a special needs child, 2 individuals will be able to state at least one resource available to them in Lancaster. So this was great. I did an education session about resources, and the parents absolutely loved it. Some of the resources included Erin Acres, Schreiber Pediatrics, Lancaster Lebanon IU 13, Helping Hands Medical Daycare. So some of these programs offered respite care as well as short-term relief for caregivers, summer camps, and additional therapies, which the families thought was very beneficial to know. So the third objective and how it was met was, by the end of the project, the student will learn how to make individuals with special needs feel more comfortable in unfamiliar environments such as a hospital. By listening and learning about the children and their families' experiences and asking them about their past experiences in the hospital, overall, the parents thought that healthcare professionals need to be more flexible, actually sit down and listen to the parents and caregivers on the needs of the child and not just ignore them, provide a calm environment that is non-stimulating and overwhelming, also use distraction when providing treatments, as well as if a child with special needs is having a meltdown, just step back and give them their space. Don't just keep asking them what's wrong. So I thought this was very beneficial, especially in my career, learning this information from the parents. All right, so the impact on the population, I felt as though my service learning project definitely had an impact on the population. The parents were able to receive resources and education about different topics that they can use in their future as well as currently in their life. Also, their voices were heard and gave them a sense of ease and relief that people understood what they were talking about. It also gave them an opportunity to be in a judgment-free zone. It also brought them together to share common experiences and allow them to have a support group, have a support system, and see how other parents handled certain situations and issues. And also allowed for socialization between the parents and the children, as well as the children socializing with each other. So as far as the impact on myself, like I stated previously, initially I was very nervous. However, I felt as though I really benefited from this project. Professionally, I was able to learn how the family's viewpoints of their experiences in hospitals and see how healthcare professionals can make it better, as well as making them feel more comfortable in a healthcare setting. Personally, I had a new appreciation for families that deal with a child with special needs. It's truly amazing what they deal with on a daily basis. Personally, it also helped me encourage me to get more involved in the community and volunteer because I really enjoyed myself and enjoyed interacting with the families and their children. All right, and that concludes my presentation. Thank you again for watching.